Our story. Okay, so I'm Troy Kiber. I grew up in Tennessee, going to a fairly traditional Southern Baptist church. Sort of grew up in the church, was fairly involved and went to all the youth groups and camps and celebrations and all that kind of stuff, and I would say, very traditional church upbringing. And moved to Atlanta, where I met Lena, who is of a different faith background, which you can tell about.
Hi, I'm Lena Kiber. So I grew up, Lena Sidhu, as a Sikh. Grew up in the Atlanta area, grew up going to gurdwaras, which are quite different from churches. So I grew up in a very, very different faith tradition that's rooted in a very different history. But grew up in a faithful family and grew up attending Gurdwara most Sundays, and my whole family was really involved with Gurdwara growing up.
And of course, these are our kids. Everett, say hi.
Hi, I'm Everett Kibers, and I am in kindergarten, and I have a lot of folders that I have to do in my school. So I get to work right away after they tell me what to do.
That's great,
right.
buddy.
And this is Amelia Kiber, and Amelia, how old are you?
2.
2, that's right.
Thanks for the assist, Everett. We had some friends that went to Eastside, Justin and Meredith Barnes. And so we went there, I think when they weren't even there, and went without them, and they'd heard about us coming after the fact. But from that first visit, we, I think, felt a connection, felt that we were meeting people and interacting, and we felt welcomed. And I think that just, you get that a lot initially at a church visit, but there were deeper roots here, and it kept growing. And really, I would say what kept us there was probably, we went as a couple without any kids. And then we got pregnant, and after we had Everett, I remember the meal train and having all the people come into our house. And to me, that was a more concrete connection to folks, some of whom I'd never met before. Yeah. But having them come in and bring us food and talk to them about their stories and their experiences and how diverse those were, that was, I think, what solidified our connection with Eastside.
What kept us there, I think, is that we made so many friends so quickly. We built a community, and I learned about Christianity from going to Eastside. I joke that Everett and I learned the Bible stories at the same time. So, yeah, we do. So he'll tell me a story, and I'm like, that is brand new information. I have never heard that before. So that's been the thing that's been really interesting about Eastside, and I think it's been, for me, the thing that has kept me around, because as I learn more about Christianity, I'm learning it through this social justice lens. I'm learning it without a lot, and coming in without a lot of the baggage that I think a lot of people have around growing up Christian in America. And I'm coming from it new. I started going to church in my 30s. For the very first time. I'd never stepped foot in a church before. And so it's been such an amazing way to learn and grow, and so build community at the same time that you're learning about your faith. And so Everett and I actually got baptized right around the same time. He went first. He was brave. And then I went after him.
So I feel like a lot of times as a parent, you can get in your little world and just focus on that. And Eastside gives us some resources for that, but also allows us to expand and to encounter people in different stations of life. And I think that's really important for us, because people can have a tendency to get cloistered, right? And just focus on the things that are around you. And that's one thing I really like about Eastside, is it exposes us, it keeps us rooted in a community of diversity, of people of different stations in life, different economic status, different ages, and I think that's been helpful, and that's something I want for my family and my kids, to have that exposure.
Things have been so different, constantly changing, trying to figure out how to stay safe, but also retain some sense of community and some sense of normalcy for your kids, and learn new ways to be normal, new ways to connect with people. And so I think what I'm looking forward to is maybe just some stability. I don't need it to look like it did before. I would just like for it to maybe look the same for a little while, so we can sort of settle back in, put down some roots again, continue to grow. Because I think there's kind of this sense of like growth stops a little bit as you just try to manage and put out fires and figure out how to make sure everybody's okay. And so to get past where you're just trying to make sure everybody's okay, to make sure everybody is learning and growing and thriving, and moving past just feeling safe to feeling, feeling all that comes with learning and growing. So whether in church or in school or family vacations or time with my parents and taking them to Gurdwara, and teaching them, about Sikhism too. I think we have a lot to look forward to.
What are you doing, Milia?
Cracking up.
Mia, did you have fun?
No.
Are you?